Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As we all know why greasing is very much important in the electrical motor, as if greasing is not being done, it will affect the bearings which are at both the ends, drive end and non-drive end. And if greasing are not done properly and on the proper timing, it will lead to the malfunction of the bearings and hence it will burn the motor. So let's get started how greasing has to be done. Here we can see the nameplate of Siemens induction motor, and there are many parameters which is mentioned here. For example, power, kilowatt, HP, cooling method, frame, pole, etc. So a separate video is there on how to study and understand the parameter. Here our main focus is marked in a red box, that is greasing detail. Starting from the left hand side, it is mentioned that what kind of grease has to be used for this particular motor, that is Unirex N3, and below that is re-lube hour, that is after how many running hours we have to lubricate, and for this particular motor it is 5800 hours. Next, greasing quantity. People generally blindly grease the motor, and that is not the correct way. We have to grease as per the quantity mentioned for drive end, that is 90 grams, and non-drive end, that is 70 grams after completion of 5800 hours. And the bearing detail are mentioned on the right hand side, that is drive end, this is the serial number 6312ZZ, and non-drive end. So there is a separate video again on how to study these number and what all these number mention and what is this Z. So this is our main focus, how to study and how to understand how much greasing has to be done. Next we'll see the practical example. This is the ST motor and this is Kirloskar motor 2350 kilowatt, and here the small box you can see the greasing details are mentioned properly. And my suggestion will be you manually go and check LT and ST motor available in your area and you will have a better understanding. Next, how to do greasing, the procedure will come to. And for greasing everyone use a greasing gun. So the very simple step is you have to weight the amount of grease that comes out in a single stroke. Then we have to pump accordingly. For example, in our example in the nameplate, it was 90 grams mentioned, and in single stroke if it comes 5 grams you can take that amount of grease and measure in the lab. So for this particular example we have to just give 18 stroke in the drive end, that is 18 into 5 will be 90 grams, and accordingly we have to give the number of stroke for the non-drive end. Next we'll come to advantage and disadvantages and limitations of greasing. So the benefit is very clear and you can read it out. A proper lubrication will reduce friction between internal sliding surface. Okay, if you have seen the grease bearing properly, there are two surfaces and bearings are available in that. So that will reduce or prevent metal to metal contact. Okay, and hence the wear out will be limited and it will help in the longer run. Next is limitations and disadvantage of greasing. So if greasing is not done on a proper time, that will lead to the dry up of the grease within the bearing, and it is very difficult to remove those grease, and we have to even change the bearing which will take more time to clean. Okay, and high temperatures grease are very expensive, so over greasing must not be done. We have to take the proper amount of greasing and do it. Next, the disadvantage part is only when if you do over greasing. If you are doing the limited greasing what is required to the motor, then there is no problem. If over greasing is done, it will help or it will lead to the rise of temperature beyond a certain point, and that is also a waste of material, and even the panel will trip if ST motor, if over greasing is done, since the temperature will increase and hence it will trip the circuit. There is also a separate video I will mention on that. Thank you for watching.